Cape Cod has a volunteer organization called L.I.N.K, which stands for Linking Indigenous and Non-indigenous Knowledge. They explore the assumptions of our region's colonial history as it interfaces with the treatment of Indigenous people who were here first, and what it all means for contemporary coexistence.
It's a nuanced topic, and it's often embodied in nuanced people, like author Joseph Lee. He grew up in Boston and on Martha's Vineyard, balancing an identity that includes Chinese, Japanese, and Wampanoag heritage. Unitarian Universalist Church hosted a discussion of his new memoir, Nothing More of This Land.
I write in the book about working in my family's store on the Gay Head Cliffs in Aquina, and people come in and they say all sorts of wild stuff. They will ask you anything, they will say anything, they will take photos, and so people are already doing that. And so I saw the book as kind of like my opportunity to just fully say what I wanted to say about it.
I spent 30 years at Plymouth Plantation in the Wampanoag program. Same thing. They'll say anything, everything. And I've had people walk right up to me and go, "Oh, you're not Indian." In that work, I got to a point where it was like, no, I'll tell you who I am. You don't tell me. And people are people. Some of them have that ignorance. Some of them don't. They have a lack of knowledge and a lack of understanding, but they have the sensibility to understand that they have that.
I did write about this experience of turning 18 and you get the tribal ID card, and it was kind of transitioning from being a kid in the tribe and going to tribal summer camp and like hanging out with the cousins, and you run around and we would catch snakes. And to me, that was the tribe. That was kind of the way I understood the tribe and what it meant to be Aquina. And then you turn 18 and suddenly I'm like, oh, those meetings that I've heard about, like I can go to them, and then you go and you're like, whoa, like, I don't know what's going on in here. And you learn a different side of the tribe, and some of that's good and some of that's difficult and complicated. And that's when I realized that, I got to learn some of this stuff. In journalism, I do like consulting for other outlets who want to write stories about Native communities. And they always ask, like, what words do we use? Like, is it Native American? Is it Native? Is it Indigenous? Is it Indian? What is it? And of course, usually the best answer is just say the tribe or say the community or be specific, right? Or ask the person what they want. But, the language has evolved. And I think when I grew up, Native American was kind of the good one. And now I would say Indigenous is kind of the good one. But, that will probably change a little bit too. And so I think to define it, I think you have to be aware of and include this sort of evolving nature of what it means, and the fact that we're always reconsidering what it means to be Indigenous, and that changes as the community changes.